Welcome to the first video of the Fatherhood Mastermind community. I'm going to do my best to keep any fluff out of this video and any video moving forward. None of these will be scripted. I believe that scripts remove authenticity. These videos aren't going to be perfect, and I know that, but just like us, we don't have to be perfect. They will be intentional though, I will say that, and just like I believe that we as men and fathers should be intentional too. First week, welcome in. Week is about awareness, and we're gonna start that awareness out with gratitude. I don't know if anybody has experienced this. I have just actually this week and times before. If you're having a stressful day, or where you start to get into a world of your thoughts become clouded with complaints, and then everything shifts. And for me, what happened the other day was, like a lot of us, just balancing the day, balancing life. And I'm so grateful I'm in a position where I'm able to balance, fatherhood with my career, with my relationships, all while doing it, not perfect, just the best I can, right? I got into a position where I work from home on Tuesdays, but because I work from home on Tuesdays, it doesn't make it any less challenging. And what happened specifically this Tuesday is I run a group from 3:30 to 4:30, and then I pick up my daughter right after that group ends. And lately I've been having some time to spend time with her, cook dinner, be present with her, while, of course, being present in what I do for work too, as far as like emails, things like that, right? Balancing. And then I have a final group at the end of the day at 7 o'clock. Every once in a while, I get asked to cover a group at 5 o'clock. And when I do, I notice a pattern. Again, this is about awareness, right? This Tuesday, I noticed a pattern where anytime that comes up, I go into planning mode. Okay, how can I change this? What do I need to do to not to work Tuesday evenings? And I get into this survival mode. I get into this state of stress, right? But this past Tuesday, all the awareness came on for our patterns, because the truth is that we can't be fully responsible until awareness comes on. But once that awareness comes on, now the ball's in our court. Once I became aware of that, gratitude just waved over. Because I'm in a position where I get to do what I love to do still, right? And that's be present with others, helping them close the gap between decision and action, helping people realize who they are and who they're becoming, and then get to have a small portion of their progress, and just like being a bystander of their growth and making beautiful lives for themselves. And here I am, the poor me, right? What can I do? I into a world of like selfishness. And I know this is very common. I believe it's common. It doesn't have to be, right? It's like everything shifts so quick when I'm able to implement gratitude. And today's problems really are just yesterday's goals, just byproducts of yesterday's goals. It's all quality. That's just the truth. I mean, with the right perspective, that's exactly where it's at. This time last year, all the things that I was striving for in the year before, it's all here and it's all in play. But guess what? Things don't come easy. And when things don't come easy, they come as how we perceive them, as a problem. Something that we want to remove. We want to remove the problem. But at the same time, what would it be without that? Where would the growth be? How would we be able to adapt and learn ourselves even further? So today we're going to get into gratitude. And if you notice in the background, a painting from my daughter, appropriately so, being in the fatherhood mastermind, right? I'm using her pad and her little setup here for demonstration purposes. Yeah, I figured maybe it was appropriate and a fit. And plus, you know what? I don't need to go out and buy a bunch of things. When I'm doing things of service, I don't need the right lightings and the right audio, the script, all the takes. This is my first take, and you know what? We'll keep it that way. But yeah, the painting. So rewiring our brain through neuroplasticity, through gratitude, right? I'm gonna move this closer. The neurotransmitters that are released are dopamine, which is the motivation and reward chemical, and that in turn reinforces behavior. Serotonin is the mood stabilizer. Feelings of happiness and calm reduces anxiety and depression symptoms. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, fosters trust, empathy, and social connection. That word empathy is going to come up again, and this is very important because there is a difference between empathy and compassion. Gratitude overall helps keep us regulated, as it reduces cortisol levels, especially when practiced regularly, and even more so in the morning. To practice it before even picking up our phone, because if we wake up in the morning and pick up our phone, that's going to set our day up. It's going to set our day up with higher levels of the cortisol, which in turn is the stress hormone, right? It's going to set us up with, maybe depending on how you are when you see things, depending on what your algorithm looks like, it could be comparison, it could be, we'll just say overall negative state. Gratitude. Starting your day off with gratitude. Keeping your cortisol levels regular. No screen time. And whenever you're ready to help kick up that oxytocin, share that gratitude list here in the community. It activates and empowers decision making. Empathy, and then but compassion. The reason why I really want to bring this one up and really heighten it a lot more than empathy is that compassion motivates. So if we're going to empathize with ourselves, it'll almost keep us in that stuck place and start bringing on the justifications, the minimizations, and the excuses to not do things. While compassion comes from a place of not enabling, yet understanding of the situation, and then also to encourage and motivate that change. And I really want to encourage everybody to start practicing this week, especially since it's Awareness Week. Compassion for yourself, for others. Prefrontal cortex. And what this is the executive portion of our brain. It's goal-oriented. I would say if we're talking compassion versus empathy, it would be that compassionate side, that motivated side, the part of our brain that doesn't allow for excuses. It doesn't accept instant dopamine and instant gratification. It understands what it's doing with clarity, what we're doing with clarity. It's what we use for that, to get that dopamine pump later. And then the amygdala, which is our survival mechanism. It strives for safety, it strives for comfort. It's fear, stress, anxiety. Don't change anything. If you change anything, you might rock the boat. Don't strive for that. If you say this to this person, you know, even though it may help them, it may upset them, so don't do that. The good thing is, For years, it was believed that the brain was a muscle. And what comes up for me, and this is the Cherokee story with the grandson and grandfather, where the grandson comes up to his grandfather with anger and processes anger. And the grandfather explains, there's two wolves inside of me. One wolf is envy, jealousy, anger, greed, selfishness, so on and so forth. The other wolf is peace, enlightenment, understanding, joy, happiness. It's, character defects versus virtues. And the point of the story is the grandson says, well, if they're battling, which wolf wins? And the grandfather simply says, whichever one I feed. So I bring that story up because the prefrontal cortex, the medial prefrontal cortex, and the amygdala, see, I'm not the smartest, and that's okay, which is actually in our limbic system, acts as a muscle. And it's just like the wolves in the story. Whatever one we're going to feed into is going to be the stronger one. It's going to be the more controlling one. Those little decisions that we make, we're either empowering our amygdala or empowering our medial prefrontal cortex. And I'm sure, and please, if anybody has any experiences that they would like to share on this or anything else that I've gone over so far or continue to go over, please share on that. And then it sets up our day. Where we're looking, if my daughter was here, she would finish this sentence because it's so important. Where we're looking is where we're going. I mean, this is in CBT, it's in classical physics, which for on a motorcycle, right? We're looking off the side of the road, even though we're not physically directing, we're gonna end up on the side of the road, possibly in a ditch. Where we're looking is where we're going, and that's why it's so important to be intentional in what we're doing. It's written in the Bible. It's in quantum physics. I think I've mentioned CBT, but this law is written almost everywhere. It sets up our day with intention. Meaning, if we start our day off with positivity in a place of gratitude, that's where we're gonna end up. That's what it's gonna build the foundation for the rest of our day. If we start our day out with complaints, negativity, poor me, comparison, believing whatever BS we're telling ourselves, that's what kind of day we're gonna have. So, proven benefits. Improves mental health as it decreases stress, anxiety, and depression, as we discussed earlier. Increases physical health by decreasing blood pressure while stabilizing your heart rate and actually increasing your immune system as well. Positive mindset, positive feelings equals healthy body. That's just what it is. And I actually I'm not gonna use any more time, but I actually have second-hand experience in seeing this with a client. Get the improved sleep, you'd be able to go to sleep faster, stay asleep longer, and all of that is gonna, of course, overall, you'll have a shift in mindset doing this all regularly, which will help enable your growth and have stronger relationships. As we express gratitude, in my opinion, there's no better way to express gratitude than being of service, which is, of course, for others. And while you're doing that, you're increasing connection, compassion, and selflessness, which overall, stronger father, or being a stronger pillar to those in your life. In my daughter's notebook. So, one way I recommend, and again, I'm part of this too. I'm part of this growth too, right? The accountability, is needed for me as well. I can't be up here and explain all these things and not do it myself. Do I do it all the time? No. But will this give me an opportunity to do so? Yes. One thing that works for me, and one of the outlets or avenues to practice gratitude, is writing down, even if it's one thing that you're grateful for, with 4 reasons why. Because 3 to 4, I really don't want to even put the number down of why, but really think about why you're grateful for the one thing. You can go on to more things, of course. Think of a few reasons why, because what that does is it puts us into the conscious state of gratitude. And when we're in that conscious state, that's when everything shifts. That's why when we could be having a day full of stress, complaints, resentments, it all shifts. If you pray regularly, what are you praying for? Are you thanking God for his blessings? Is that how you're starting out your prayer? And I'm not telling you how to pray, right? But is it starting off with gratitude? Conscious gratitude. I want to encourage everybody to start practicing. Or if you're like me, where you do practice but would benefit in being mindful and practicing it every day, please do so. Start today. Encourage somebody to start. This isn't about comments. If you want to leave comments, I'm gonna prompt comments to set the stage. It's not about what you do and how you show up in this community in this Facebook page that's private. This is about sharing it, practicing gratitude, express to others. I'm so grateful for you guys being here, because what you guys are doing is giving me an outlet to be of service. So it's not just about me. It's not just about my needs, because the truth is, in a state of gratitude, no matter what, I have everything I need. I've always had everything I needed. It may not always feel that way, but it's always the truth. Right here, right now, doing a self-inventory, you have everything you need. Because it's the truth. Do we have breath in our lungs? Have we drank water today? Have we had a bite to eat, or will we get a bite to eat? Right here, right now. It's the only thing that matters. And right here, right now, I have everything I need. So again, thank you for listening, tuning in. Thank you for setting yourselves up for growth and strength. Number 1, thank you for being who you are. Be who you are. Authenticity. Authenticity always prevails. I'm so grateful for my challenges and my processes. I'm so grateful for my perceived limitations, because they help me learn. I'm so grateful again for you guys. All right. I hope you enjoyed the video and at least gained something out of it. Yeah.